Hello, I'm Julie, and something absolutely terrifying happened to me. I'm one of those unlucky ones who wakes up at the drop of a pin. I always thought being a light sleeper was the worst thing in the world until one night when I was 13 years old. My parents had to go to an emergency conference in London, so they left me home alone for a week. They didn't seem to mind because my grandma lives a few blocks away, so they knew I'd be fine. The night before they were due back, I went out with my friends for milkshakes at our local diner. My friend's mom dropped me home, and I headed straight to bed. I was so tired. I fell straight into a deep sleep. I woke up feeling thirsty and reached out for my water. That's when I heard it. It sounded like someone was in my parents' room. I suddenly panicked and wondered if I slept through to the next night and my parents had already come back. Was I that tired? I checked my phone and saw it was still the same night, and it was 3 a.m. My heart started thumping in my chest. I tried to be rational. Maybe Mary, the neighbor's cat, had slipped through an open window. Putting on my bravest face possible, I crept towards my door and locked it, just in case. I then slid down onto my knees, pulling the key out so that I could peek through the lock. That's when I saw him. There was a man standing in our hall, rummaging through one of my mom's handbags. I froze. My heart felt like it was about to pop out, and my palms were sweating. I blinked, and when I looked again, he was coming right for me. Could he see my eye? I backed away from the door and covered my mouth to stop from screaming as he tried my door handle. I didn't even want to imagine what would have happened next if I hadn't locked my door. I got a good look at him, and I knew in that moment that his was a face I'd never forget. He kicked my door in frustration, and then I heard him walk away. I crawled back to the lock and saw him heading for my parents' room. This was my chance. It was now or never. I put the key back in the lock and, as quietly as possible, unlocked it. I opened the door, praying that it wouldn't squeak, and crawled towards the stairs. I didn't even know why I was crawling. As I was making my way down the stairs, I forgot what happened on the third stair from the bottom. As my foot touched it, it groaned beneath me, and I felt sure that was it. He was going to come out and find me there and shoot me or something. The next thing I knew, I was running for the phone. I felt like my whole body was going to explode. I could hear him throwing things around above me as I picked up the phone. My mind went blank. I couldn't even remember what to call. After a few seconds, I remembered. I whispered into the phone, and the woman on the other end could barely hear me, but the call ended. I crawled behind the sofa and lay there crying silently for what felt like a year. Suddenly, I heard his footsteps on the stairs, and I could see him coming for me. He got closer and closer, and then he reached the end of the sofa where my feet were. He grabbed me by my shirt and told me to sit down on the sofa and to stay quiet. He said that he wouldn't hurt me or do anything wrong with me. All he wants is money. So I told him that most of the money that we have is inside my parents' bedroom, which is on the right side of the living room. He took my mobile phone, went inside the bedroom to look for money. I was scared to death, but I tried to control my emotions and think about the next right step. I made up my mind to run outside the house and reach out to our neighbors since I had no other options. I rushed outside the house, ran directly to my neighbor's door, and pressed their bell one after another. Luckily, they attended the door immediately. I told them that it was me and I need help. I told them about everything. They called the police helpline immediately, but while they were calling, we saw the thief sitting on his bike and running away. I think he did that because he lost track of me. The police arrived in minutes. They went inside our house and checked if anyone was still there. It seemed that the thief had to leave empty-handed. The police appreciated my presence of mind. My parents were informed of the situation by the police, and my parents requested the police to stay with me until they arrived at our house. And this is how I avoided a situation which could have easily gone very wrong. and God knows what the consequences would have been.